Hi all, it's week 49 and our update, we're actually midweek and not, normally I've done this Sunday, Monday, so it's a sign of the times. The market is changing dramatically, and I'm going to in a minute take you through something that is in the resi side, hasn't been in our side, in the hotels, motels, caravan parks, but is drifting into it. And I'm quite surprised. It's certainly worldwide. I've seen it in the American figures, more so than our figures, but it's certainly coming through now. And a number of states in the US, it's already affecting. And I don't know how to deal with it other than talk about how it's come about and how innocent people have been brought into this system of buying. So basically, you have a valuation. Now, you'll notice on my website, I've actually got people. It sounds bit strange, but yeah, our valuers actually come on site and they do a proper valuation. So that's the way a valuation should be done all the time. And if your bank does a paper valuation, and I'm going to talk to you about this, it's sort of warning bells. It's kind of like getting a builder to build you a house, or a plumber to renovate your bathroom without coming on site. So anyway, so there's a valuation, normal valuation, independent. It comes in, they come in and they do their job. I'm not a valuer, but I can tell you about their principles, and they come up with a price, not always comparable sale price or competition in the market. They'll use other mediums, and it can be replacement value, which means the building cost to actually build the thing. Things like reducing rate from square metre rate from the road to the back of the block, and then working out with the improvements. They have a number of things. They don't just value it one way, so that they know that it'll bring out any anomalies. So what we've got at the moment, and a lot of people are going to get burnt from this because it's their equity and not the bank's equity they're playing with. It's their money, not what the bank has loaned them. Now I'm going to take you through. I'm going to keep this reasonably simple with our figures, so that hopefully I explain it correctly. So what the bank does, it simply does a bank value, a paper valuation. They never get on site, they never actually get a feel for the local area, and that is the part that unravels. And that's the part where hiring a valuer at whatever cost, and them coming out on site, and them looking at your improvements, and looking at the blocks, and looking at current listings, current sales, all those sorts of things, they then have a much more grounded valuation. So let's move right along, and hopefully you can see this. I'll run you through it. So the bank valuation, and the real problem with the bank valuation is that it's a paper valuation. That valuer has never been on site, and I don't even know if it's done by a valuer. So let's just work on this one. Purchase price $1 million. The purchaser has $200,000 deposit, so that's their equity. And the bank come in and value the property at $1.2 million. And they're just going on a comparable sale price. They never see the property, they never go to the location or see the other properties that are sold. Now what happens in a declining market whatever that value was, there's nothing saying that purchase price is correct at the time of purchase, so that could even be high. So the thing that's at risk is your equity, your deposit, and the bank knows that. Okay, so the bank knows that. It's not their money at risk, it's your money. So the bank valuation is 1.2 million. You come to sell it at auction or by any other means, and we've got interest at 700,000 and 800,000. So at 700,000, the bank, you would still owe, after the sale, you would still owe the bank $100,000. So they're not losing any money. You've suddenly lost 300 and not 200. Okay, the loss is yours, pure and simple. So if you've got a valuer in at this point where the bank valuation is 1.2 million, and that all sounds nice and good when you're all excited about buying a property, but what happens if you hired an independent valuer not tied to the bank, and he comes back and says, oh look, that's worth 800? Would you proceed with purchasing the property? I'm pretty sure you wouldn't, because you'd know that it's your equity that's at risk, not the bank's. Okay? Bank have title, you don't. So at the end of the day, you're going to carry that debt. So hopefully that explains it. And dealing with that, and I'm beginning to see, and I know some of the other agents as well, I didn't expect to see it in the hotels, motels, caravan parks, or the luxury homes, but that's where we're beginning to see, and I've seen lots of reports where there's speculation, where somebody's used a paper valuation, they buy it, they then get another valuation refinance, and then take that equity out, and that is very, very, that they might, it's all on paper. So if you reverse all that, they take out the extra $200,000 in cash, but the property's still only worth 700,000 or 800,000. So essentially, that might work okay in the States where you don't carry the debt, but in Australia, we have a real problem with that, because you carry that extra debt if and when it comes to selling. If and when you get a buyer, because buyers are very cautious at the moment in certain marketplaces. So just something to be wary of. If it sounds too good, it probably is. That old chestnut. If the bank have given you money very, very quickly, got to be alarm bells. Run it past someone else, run it past the finance broker. Go and talk to more people. Talk to your solicitor. Are you willing to take the risk of losing your $200,000 deposit or your $300,000 equity? Because that's the gamble you're taking, that you're losing your money, not the bank's money. The bank's money, pretty safe. They might lose a little bit, but not much, and you carry that debt. Whereas you're the one that loses money. Anyway, moving right along. We've closed off December auction. We're now looking to 2025. So we had a few miss out, unfortunately, due to the solicitors not getting us the contracts or the accountants not getting us the figures. They were two things we've built in since July, that you can't auction with us unless we've got contracts and the accounts to the property. So just one of those things. So we're now stacking up for the 30th, I think it is, of January, and we'll be ready to rock and roll straight away. We're working through Christmas, New Year. We won't be closing down. We had planned on closing down for a couple of weeks, but we're just simply too busy. So we're working through. Get in now. Let's get the paperwork done for the January auction. Solicitors will start closing down early. They close on about the 20th. So we want titles, contracts and accounts. And that's vital before the solicitors go, because they're gone for 2 weeks. You're not going to see them until the 7th or 8th of January, and then it's too late. You're losing a month. Really strong buyers still out there waiting for the properties. They're coming in and buying new stock. So if the old stock's overpriced, they're just not even looking at it. And we're finding that's a case of some of the inquiry, genuine inquiry. Still getting a lot of viewings on social media, but the genuine inquiry, I think that's the part that we're finding. We're over 7.5 million views on Google, so I would say let's get your property in, get it listed, get the profiles done, and get it ready for sale first thing in the new year. And while these, a majority of the market's quite strong, certainly in Sydney, pubs with good figures, gaming machines, it doesn't have to be making a lot of money. It just has to be profitable and a chance of upsizing. Accommodation, awesome. And then you got the luxury stuff and lifestyle. Got a lot of inquiry coming out of Sydney, selling up and wanting lifestyle blocks. So anybody out there, right throughout the regions, from Northern Rivers right down to the Riverina, get in contact so that we can get your property quoted. And we've got lots of inquiry, 2 to 5 million. So give us a bell. 040 297 0217, Brian at brianmcmanusrealestate.com, and Merry Christmas to absolutely everyone, and hope to see and talk to you before Christmas and certainly in the new year. As I said, remember, we're working through. There's no way we're leaving the market like this. So give us a call, let's get your property on the market and get it sold.